Maya! The war map just lit up! Hostile fleet, declaration of war, imminent attack, and you're sitting there reading about nebulas?
The repair bay of the USS Odyssey smelled like burnt copper and engine grease. That was the first thing anyone noticed when they walked through the heavy steel doors. The sharp, familiar bite of machinery being broken down and rebuilt, day after day, in the belly of a ship that had seen more star systems than most admirals dreamed about in retirement. Maya Voss sat cross-legged on a wooden supply crate in the center of it all. Her rust-orange coveralls stained with hydraulic fluid from a job she had finished an hour ago. Her dark hair was twisted up in a messy bun, held together by what appeared to be a spare calibration pin. In her left hand was a white ceramic mug that read USS Odyssey in bold black letters. In her right hand was the latest issue of Astronomy Monthly, folded open to a feature article titled, "The Binary Star System at the Edge of the Charted Universe." She was completely, peacefully, devastatingly unbothered. Behind her, the war map had changed everything. Chapter 2, The Map That Screamed. The holographic display had activated 17 minutes ago, a glowing blue projection that materialized above the central workbench like a ghost refusing to stay quiet. It showed a galaxy spiral overlaid with red trajectory lines, blinking coordinates, and one massive block of text that pulsed in aggressive crimson. War map. Declaration of war. Imminent attack. Hostile fleet engagements. Engineer Reyes had seen it first. He was a broad-shouldered man with nervous hands and a voice that cracked under pressure. He had shouted. He had pointed. He had grabbed young technician Harlow by the collar and spun him around to look at the projection. They were both staring at it now, wild-eyed and pale, watching the red enemy markers multiply across the star map like a spreading fire. The alien creature that had materialized inside the holographic ring, a 6-foot insectoid being with gold-armored wings and mandibles that clicked rhythmically, was not helping the situation. It was a Zarakh scout. Everyone on the ship knew what that meant. A Zarakh scout never came alone. It was a messenger. And messengers from the Zarakh Dominion did not bring good news. It clicked its mandibles twice and rotated its enormous compound eyes toward the human woman sitting on the crate. Maya turned a page. Chapter 3. The Longest Silence. Riz broke first. Maya. His voice was barely a whisper. Then louder. Maya. She raised one finger, the universal signal for "give me 1 second," and finished reading the paragraph about gravitational pull between twin suns before she looked up. What? She said simply. Reyes gestured wildly at everything. The war map, the Zarakh scout. Harlow pressed flat against the tool wall with his arms out like he was trying to become part of the metal. Maya looked at the map. She looked at the alien. She looked back at her newspaper. Yeah, she said. I saw it come online. You saw it, Reyes choked. Maya, that's a Zarakh scout. Standing. In our repair bay. On a war map. That says imminent attack. I know what it says, Reyes. She set down her mug carefully, marking her place in the magazine with a calibration pin from her hair. She stood up from the crate, unfolding her legs with the slow, unhurried grace of someone who had decided the universe did not deserve her panic. The Zarakh scout watched her. She walked directly toward it. Chapter 4. What They Didn't Know About Maya Voss. Here is what the USS Odyssey crew knew about their chief repair technician. She fixed things faster than anyone on record. She drank too much coffee. She read space science magazines during every break. She never raised her voice. Here is what almost no one knew. Maya Voss had spent 3 years embedded with a Zarakh scientific delegation before the diplomatic collapse. She had learned their clicking language. Not from a translation module, but from sitting across a table from their researchers for 1,000 hours while they argued about stellar cartography and thermal venting systems. She had learned that the Zarakh did not respect fear. They respected stillness. They respected those who did not flinch when the universe decided to be dramatic. She stopped 2 feet from the scout and clicked her teeth together. A crude imitation but precise enough. The scout went completely still. Reyes grabbed Harlow's arm. Maya clicked again, a longer sequence this time. A greeting pattern she had memorized during a sandstorm on a research station at the edge of the Kethra system, when a Zarakh elder had tested her for 6 hours straight. The scout's wings folded inward. Submission gesture. A recognition. Click back. Chapter 5. The negotiation that saved everything. The conversation lasted 11 minutes. Reyes counted every single one of them, standing with his back against the wall, not breathing properly, watching Maya stand in the middle of a holographic war map talking to an alien scout in a language made of sounds no human throat was designed to make. When it ended, the scout stepped back into the holographic ring and dissolved. The war map blinked twice. The red markers began to retreat. Maya picked up her coffee mug, took a long sip, and looked at Reyes over the rim. It wasn't an attack fleet, she said. It was a migration corridor. Someone at Central Command misread the trajectory data. The Zarakh thought we were blocking their route on purpose. He paused. I told them we weren't. They believed me. Harlow made a sound that was not quite a word. Reyes sat down heavily on the supply crate. How did you just, you were reading a newspaper. Magazine, she corrected. About binary stars. The gravitational relationship between 2 stars moving in tandem is actually what gave me the idea for the approach angle I suggested to the scout. She tucked Astronomy Monthly under her arm. Harlow, recalibrate the long-range sensor array. Tell Command the corridor needs to be cleared by 0600. She walked toward the door. And Reyes. She glanced back once, and for just a moment, something like a smile crossed her face. Next time, let me finish my paragraph.